everyone, Hannah here. I know some people are probably expecting my travel vlog, but today I figured I'm alone in the house and I want to talk about an issue that I've been seeing going around for so long that I think needs to be addressed. To begin, let's start with a question, and that question is, what is with the Christian community and their hate against people with depression and anxiety? I use the word hate. I know it's harsh and it's a strong word, but quite sadly it's true. And now, I know there's more than just the Christian community that can put out such bad thoughts and opinions regarding this issue. But because I don't want to make any mistakes, I'm only going to be talking from things that I know from personal experiences, and as such, it's only going to be talking about Christian views that I've seen throughout the years. However, this is intended to help anyone who's struggling with it. Now back to the question, what is it with the Christian community and their view and their hate against people with depression and anxiety? First, try to imagine that you're a 14-year-old or a young teenager. Not even that. Just imagine that you're someone who's finally figured out what is causing you so much mental pain, and you're about to ask for help and open up about it. When you hear someone you trust say this: people with depression who claim to be Christians aren't really Christians. Have you processed that? Yeah. That is what a 14-year-old me heard about when she first decided that she needed to tell someone about it, her problems. Needless to say, she didn't go through with that, and that resulted in almost 5 years of bottled up emotions and a lot of hard feelings that, trust me, were not helpful. And I'd like to know, while talking about my personal, this is not what I'm here about today, as that would take forever. What I do want to talk about is that comment. People with depression who claim to be Christians aren't really Christians. What? Where did that type of thinking come from, and how is that an acceptable thing to say? From what I can gather, a lot of Christians tend to think of depression and anxiety as a lack of faith in God or a lack of trust in God. And if they had any decency or to take the time and actually look into it, they'd know that is not the case and would not make those dumb assumptions about it. And while I may not have any scientific knowledge about why depression and anxiety happens, I do know that it's not something that we can control, that people with it can control. Instead, it comes about at the most random of times. You could be sitting with family, with friends, doing chores at work, doing school, whatever, and all of a sudden, it feels like this dark, looming cloud has come over you. And it just overtakes you with irrational thoughts and feelings. Thoughts such as your friends don't actually like you, or people only pretend to care about you because they pity you. And thoughts like that slowly lead to anxiety. It's inevitable. You begin overthinking everything, literally. Overthinking everything, but people say you double check things so many times that it becomes ridiculous. And then that slowly leads to the feeling that you just want to disappear. You don't want to be on your side anymore. You don't even want to be there. And then to make things worse, if in the spur of the moment you try to open up about it to someone and ask for help, you're often met with the phrases, "Just stop being sad," or "You're so paranoid," or literally every Christian's favorite statement, "Just pray about it. Now, I know for a fact that prayer works. I believe that wholeheartedly. But sometimes people need more than that. They need to know that you support them. They need to know that you care about them, that they're going to be there for them in their times of need. Because just like you can't control your feelings, you also can't control how soon it goes away. And you need to know that in your darkest moment, someone's going to be there for you. And making someone feel like their emotions and their feelings and their thoughts aren't important does not help. In fact, I'd like to know how you think it does. How does making someone feel like they don't matter help? But no. Let's just make this person feel horrible feel horrible about how they feel and their problems. And then let's just throw some prayer and a Bible on top of that. That totally works. As a Christian, I believe that the Bible and prayer does work. And it can help. And does help. But as said before, sometimes people need more than that. And you not acknowledging that isn't helping. Christians tend to treat depression and anxiety like it's a sin and like it's something that you need to be forgiven for. But why? Why do we treat our feelings and other people's feelings like trash? God gave us emotions to protect us and so that we can empathize with others. But instead we're hating on those who can't control their feelings and saying horrible things about them. I sat and witnessed people make fun of a young girl who had anxiety due to trauma and laugh about it. And I've heard people make remarks about how if their children ever told them they had depression, that their child would be in trouble. In what world is that okay? Last time I checked, the literal second greatest commandment of the Bible was, and I quote, "Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself," Matthew 22:39. Like you're really showing God's love there. It's just overflowing. No! I'm tired of watching people I know, friends, family, and acquaintances, live their whole lives in a mask forever. Forever pretending that everything's fine when it's clearly not. I've had people tell me that they feel like an annoyance to others just by being in the room. And no one should ever have to feel like that. And do you know what's the saddest thing I've heard? The saddest thing I've heard is someone tell me that they felt like everyone at a Bible study was judging them just for being them. They say that the pen is mightier than the sword, but I think we tend to forget that and forget how true it is. And I think it's time that we change that. It's time to stop and change how we treat others. I understand that sometimes you're caught up in the moment and say things we didn't mean. And if that happens, and if we think we've hurt someone, we should apologize or make it clear that you didn't mean it. And to all my fellow Christians out there who I'd just like to say, please take time to support those around you who are suffering mentally. They can't control it, and neither do they want it. And you taking the time to care, even if you don't get why it's happening, helps a lot. You don't need to know the answers, you just need to care. And lastly, to all those who are dealing with their own depression and their own anxiety, just know that you're not alone. There will always be someone out there who cares and wants to help you. You just need to give them the chance to help. To help. There's a light at the end of your tunnel, of a seemingly unending tunnel, and you will get there in your own time. It just takes patience, but trust me, you'll make it there in the end. Love you all.